Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope that your day is going well. Welcome to our June edition of COVID-19 information. I am Chela from Unique Women's Coalition. I have the pleasure of being the founder and the CEO. And tonight we're going to have a brief conversation about COVID-19 and the vaccine and how many of our community members are feeling about it. So hang on tight and we'll be right back.
Along my journey, I have met some amazing people, different ages, from different backgrounds, who all live a different experience. I wanted to create conversations where we could talk about celebrity buzz, trending issues, but mostly about things that impact our lives. My name is Chela, and welcome to our world.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chela and the Girls Next Door, June edition. So tonight I decided to do something a little different because I felt like everyone was really busy. It's Pride Month and everyone has been like some community org's favorite trans person for the month, right? And I thought that I'd slow things down tonight and just have a conversation with you all myself. And next month all the gang will be back, and so we'll give you a full-fledged episode. So tonight is just me. I hope that everything is well and that we're all good with that. Tonight we're going to be talking about COVID-19 as a part of our contract with LA County and partnership with Trans Latina Coalition. We do have a dedicated staff member at Unique Women's Coalition as a peer navigator who is all COVID anything. Resources, linkage, whether vaccinations, testing, etc. So please be sure to have the conversation with Queen Shannon if you should need anything. So Queen Shannon was a great, celebrating her birthday this month. She just had a birthday a few days ago, so she's out partying. So please send her some love and send her a special birthday shout out. This evening we're going to be watching some interviews, conversations with our community members about their experience with the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, as we all know, the world just opened up in a way like 2 weeks ago. Particularly here in California, all of our restrictions were lifted, and so the city is basically open 100%. How has that looked? How has that been for everyone? I know that it looks different, and for me, I realized that I was ready for the world to open up, but maybe a little slower. My anxiety has been through the roof, but at the same time, I'm happy to be able to go out, particularly to eat with friends, and sort of be in the world again. So that I truly did miss. And I'm also the international vice president of Flux, an affinity group of AIDS Healthcare Foundation. And it's really about, it's an event-based group. So we haven't had any in-person events for an entire year. And last weekend, we finally had our very first in-person event. And I have to tell you, I was a little nervous at first, but after 10 minutes, I sort of relaxed. But all in all, it wasn't like wall-to-wall people. It was a respectful number of people. And so that made me real comfortable. And the event turned out to be really great, and it was something about the energy in the room. The energy in the room was really captivating. It was really one of those moments when you realize that people needed this. This event was an event that people needed just for their own sound mind, for your own mental health, if you will. I know it did me some good just to be able to see people face to face, interact with them, like it was really a great feeling. It was a load off, and it had been a long time coming. So everyone seemed to be very happy and ecstatic and appreciate the space, because we hadn't been able to gather like that in a long, long time. So we're happy the world is back open, but please, everyone, I say practice safety, practice caution, do what's right for you and others around you. Okay? So let's dig right on in. Everyone, the new variant of COVID-19 has arrived. It is called Delta. Okay, it is the Delta strand of COVID-19. What is this Delta, right? We're going to watch a clip from one of our chief medical people, but I want to just tell you in a nutshell, like, it is a highly transmissible strand, okay? It's easier for you to catch, like, even for those who are vaccinated. Oh, what about us who are vaccinated? Are we safe? Well, we are safer, but let's just be clear. The vaccine is not a pass for us. It is not to say that you cannot catch something. The vaccine is to give you a layer of protection. Excuse me. To give you a layer of protection so that you are, if by chance you do get diagnosed with COVID, your symptoms are not as severe. You may not need or require a hospital stay. It is simply a layer of protection, sort of vitamin C. You take vitamin C, and you're hoping that maybe it protects you or it builds your immune system so that you don't get a cold. Well, you could get a cold, but that vitamin C may help it not be so bad, so severe. Okay? So that's exactly what Delta is. It's COVID-19, true and true, but she is much more powerful. She comes with a larger and bigger hit, and she's made her way to town.
But what about people who are vaccinated?
Well, Shep, it's a great question, and I am concerned about the Delta variant. This is a variant of COVID-19 that has proven to be far more transmissible than any version of COVID that we've seen to date. The good news is that if you are vaccinated, you have a high degree of protection, particularly against hospitalizations and deaths. That's the good news. But the bad news is that if you are not vaccinated, again, you are at significant risk. So that is why I'm urging people to get vaccinated as quickly as you can. It's the safest way to keep yourself, your family, and your community safe from this virus.
The mRNA tests have come back very good against the Delta variant. What do we know about those who've taken Johnson & Johnson shots? Should they continue to wear masks with Delta spreading?
Well, what we know, Shep, is yes, the mRNA vaccine has demonstrated that it has a high degree of efficacy, about 88% effective at protecting people against COVID-19 if they get both doses. I want to emphasize the both doses part because in this study, they found that people who only got one dose had a markedly lower level of protection. As far as Johnson & Johnson goes, well, we're still awaiting direct studies of Johnson & Johnson and the Delta variant. We have reasons to be hopeful because the J&J vaccine has proven to be quite effective against preventing hospitalizations and deaths with all the variants that we've seen to date. Also, the AstraZeneca vaccine, which is, you can think of it as a cousin to this vaccine built on a similar platform as J&J, also proved to be quite effective at preventing hospitalizations and death against the Delta variant. So more data to come there, but reason to be hopeful that you are well protected also if you had the J&J vaccine.
Officials at the World Health Organization and now some here in the United States are asking the vaccinated to wear masks indoors. Should they?
Well, here's what the science tells us, Shep. It tells us that if you are fully vaccinated, that's 2 weeks after your last dose of the vaccine, your chances of getting sick with COVID or transmitting it to others is low. It's a low risk. Now, nothing is zero risk. And there are some people who may decide if they're in an area that has a high degree of viral transmission, or if they're living at home with somebody who is unvaccinated, that they may want to wear a mask. And that's okay. The CDC in its guidance essentially was giving people flexibility and choice, but wanted people to know that if you are fully vaccinated, your risk of getting this virus or passing it on is low, which is why it said masks are not required indoors or outdoors if you're fully vaccinated.
Doctor, Mr. Surgeon General, thank you so much for your time and for your service.
Thank you so much.
Now, that was our U.S. Surgeon General. So let's take a moment to take that in. Yeah, but we'll be right back.
Happy Friday! COVID-19 Peer Navigator here, Queen Shannon. Today is a major day. UWC TLC has partnered with St. John's and a host of other organizations here that do tireless work to get community connected. Today is a vaccination event we are holding for community that has been devastated by the coronavirus. Today, 908 East 8th Street, St. John's, free vaccinations, raffles, lunch included. Please come out if you have not been vaccinated. This day was designed just for you. Peer Navigator. Hey, love. How are you? Here with the fabulous, amazing Jasmine. Quick question: have you been vaccinated?
I have, and we're having a vaccination clinic next Friday at SSG, which is at 800, I believe. I can't think of the street, but she'll find out for you.
Yes,
And
definitely.
it's the follow-up. We're doing Moderna and Pfizer.
Awesome.
But I was vaccinated in March. March 5th was my last shot.
Okay.
So I'm completely vaccinated. And I hope that you get vaccinated too.
Yes.
Okay? I'm wishing you all the best. Happy Pride this month. Be super gentle with yourself so you can be gentle with others. And most of all, have a good time.
And I am here with the lovely Courtney, one of our clients here at UWC. Courtney, I want to ask you, have you been vaccinated?
Yes, I have. I got the first one out of two.
Okay. And how do you feel about being vaccinated?
It was okay. I mean, I had a sore arm for like a day and a half, but other than that, there were no problems.
Okay. And any advice you want to give to someone who has not been vaccinated or is fearful of being vaccinated?
I'd say if you're scared, it's the best way to face your fears is basically face it head on. Oh my God, what's that?
I'm here with the gorgeous Miss Coco. Yes.
Hi.
Get into her. First of all, yes. So the question I want to ask you today, have you been vaccinated?
I have been vaccinated, both doses of the Moderna.
Yes.
I got it maybe, the last dose was in March, so March, we're in April, May, June, so 3 months now, and I'm feeling great.
Awesome.
I'm feeling awesome. Sure, there was that little body ache, but it was way better than anything else. Nothing to be afraid of. Get that vaccine, y'all. We gotta reach that the herd immunity.
Yes.
We gotta reach that herd
Yes.
immunity.
Yes,
We
definitely.
have to do your part.
So we're here with Queen Christine. Christine, have you been vaccinated?
No, but today I'm going to get my second vaccination shot.
Okay. Today she's going to get her. So you've been vaccinated. You got the first shot.
I did. I got the first shot.
And how did you feel about the first shot?
The first shot was fine. There was no type of symptoms, no lethargy. It was fine. I felt fine.
Yes. Any advice you want to give to someone who's afraid about being vaccinated?
Yes, don't be afraid. Just get vaccinated. It's important.
Shane from Translatino Coalition. Have you been vaccinated?
I have, fully vaccinated.
You have, and have you had any side effects being vaccinated?
A little tingling in the arm, a little tiredness that I noticed for the first couple days, and after that, things went back to normal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about being vaccinated now?
At first, I was a little scared about the vaccine because things came out a lot quicker, but now that I've gotten it done, I feel a lot better, a lot more confident, a lot safer, and really responsible when I'm in spaces, especially with community.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shane, for that COVID awareness. So what do you think? Those were our own community members who were chiming in about their experience with getting vaccinated. Sure, there's a little sensitivity in the shot area, like pain maybe. I know for me, I was knocked out. It said, go to bed, clear your schedule, empty that calendar today, sis. And I did just that. I didn't even lay in my bed. I only made it to my couch, right? And I was there for the day. But after that, this was the first shot for me. And so after that, everything was fine. The second shot, pretty much the same. Although I do think that the second shot I felt the arm, my arm was pulsating. It was throbbing for a while. But after the second day, after that second day, I seemed to be fine and getting back to normal. So I say, okay. Now, people say, well, I heard that people are having some complications, Well, honestly, there could be some complications out there. I know that I was just reading something about younger folks were having some sort of heart complication after having the vaccine. True, and they weren't major. They weren't very emergency type of situations, but they were situations nonetheless. But I think in comparison, when we talk about vaccinating 26 million people, and then we have incidents of 326 people or so, I look at the percentage, of those that have been very effective. And so I really want to stand by that science. And I haven't grown an ear, I haven't grown a tail. And all the folks that you heard from earlier from the interviews, they all didn't, nobody had an extra ear or a nose. No one had a lip hanging down from the side of their face. And I use this service, as many people know, I, am a challenged woman. My ability is challenged, so I use a service called Access. They take me where I need to go, right? And so I remember having a conversation with a driver, and he's like, oh, well, I don't know what they put in that stuff. And so I had to tell him, I said, bro, do you smoke bud? Do you smoke? He was like, yeah, I do, every day. He really got into the conversation at that point, dang, sis is about to talk about something I know about, right? And I'm like, remember I said, you've been smoking for a while? He's like, yeah. I said, back in the day when you had to deal with a certain person who was your bud man, or your guy, whether you go picked it up from his spot or he delivered to you, you didn't know where that was coming from, right? You just knew this guy or somebody referred you to this guy, but you didn't even really know anything about him per se, but he had a product that you wanted. You don't know where that product came from. Even sometimes there was a shortage, he told you. It was hard to find some. He had to go get it from this connect, that connect, or whatever, right? I know I'm going in about this, right? But hear me out. So when he finally got that connect, he rushed right over to you and gave it to you, right? You don't know those growers. You don't know any of those people that had a hand in making that product that you just had delivered to you, right? Well, we all know that cannabis has chemicals. Which ones are you smoking today? Which ones are a part of the strand that you are smoking today? Even fast forward, now we have dispensaries. You still don't know what exactly is in any of those strands, no matter how fancy that name is. Same thing with this vaccine. You don't know what's in there. Well, we don't know exactly what's in the flu vaccine, but we take it every year to prevent ourselves from getting the flu. Oh, I don't take that either. Okay, but you smoke that stuff from people who put something in there that you have no idea was in it. And for those of our trans folks who have experience with getting their hormones from the swap meets, you know, the corner trans person in the shop, you know, or maybe online, we really don't know where that stuff comes from. We don't know all the elements that they put in that product. Folks have been injecting themselves with things that they don't know where it came from or what's exactly in it for decades, centuries. Now we want to be specific. Now we want to challenge what we put in our bodies. Now we want to be selective. But being selective, you know, is choosing if I'm going to be safe for myself and others around me, or if I'm going to make myself a target, easily accessible to be a target. So, think about that. The choice is yours, but no matter what, be mindful, be courteous, be cautious of your space and how you move around. I want to thank you all for participating and sharing space with me this evening. Thank you to Queen Shannon and her interviews, community members, Shane, Courtney, Christine, Goddess Jasmine. Let's see, am I missing any names? Coco. So, you know, thank you for your chime in. Thank you for your feedback. You know, it is important for our community to see other people who are engaging in this safety precaution. And that's exactly what it is. So, however you choose, in LA County, you know, it's been said, okay, well, wear your mask. Mask up again. Like, even if you are vaccinated, if you're indoors, wear your mask. So, I'm going to wear my mask. You know, like, I have gone through the extent of getting vaccinated, fully vaccinated, and kind of creating my own bubbles, sort of being as safe as possible. And so I've come this far not to, you know, go backwards. I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to be as safe as I can. That's just it. Sanitizer, practice social distance, wash your hands. Those basic things are still very helpful. Again, thank you for everyone and your time tonight. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And remember, always be nice to your neighbor. She could be a girl next door. See you next time.